Well, I'm Fred Ojienda, a BYU Idaho student of business applications. I'm going to take you some of the main concepts that we have been learning in Excel functions throughout this semester. So, in fact, I came across some data that was gathered from the Ministry of Education, Kenya, and this is actually capturing the results of students that sat for Kenya examination for primary schools. So by creating a table from this data set, I just click on one of the cells that is containing the data in the data set, and then I went to insert after that, and then I created a table which looks like this one exactly. So I have a table here that we have the candidates' names and the marks acquired by each student, the schools column. We have several schools there represented. We have the county column, several counties there represented, and the gender is just 2 male and female students that are there in the particular exam. So I renamed this actually table to, in this case, to be KCPE performance, which is there down here. You can see. So it is highlighting the table as KCPE performance that is in Kenya. So I again proceeded with the development of pivot table and selecting the renamed range, in this case, KCPE performance. So when I wanted to create a pivot table, just go to insert and then go to pivot table after highlighting the place that you want to actually concentrate on. So in my pivot table that I've created, looks like something like this. After creating the county, now we have the county representation here, given in terms of the pivot table looking like this. So I can also duplicate and get something for the gender representation from the same table. I can get something represented like this. I also went further to get the county representation by mean score, and then I get something like this. So again, I have to do the same process to get the gender representation now by mean score. So from the the pivot tables that I've created here, I can actually insert a graph or a pie chart. So you can see I have the pie chart now representing the county in terms of their performance. When we have Makueni, you can see Makueni is earning the ranking the first one in terms of good performance, followed by Meru, and then Homa Bay and Kericho in that order. So at the same time, I can get, that is just from the pivot table that I've developed some minutes back. Now I also have the gender representation for the performance that we have in the table. So we have the male and female. So you can see from there, we can get 4 males and 1 female in this pie chart. So at the same time, we can have gender representation by mean score. So gender representation by mean score is just 50-50. You can get male having the same representation as well as the female. Now we have the county representation by mean score again, which will give us a graph like this one here. County representation by mean score, now we get Meru ranking first, followed by Makueni, Homa Bay, and then Kericho. So you can see that is what the beauty of pivot tables as we actually use them in Excel. Now, from the pivot table, I was able to analyze data based on performance by county, gender, gender and by mean score, and then county by mean score. I also did a graphical representation of the same, this through a pie chart, and a graph. So to visually represent this, I developed a dashboard for ease of use by any user who is trying to navigate the information that is being represented here. So we can have a dashboard. So I developed a dashboard like this. I developed a dashboard like this one here that we have here. So you can see we have a dashboard here. So each one is represented here. We have the dashboards representing gender representation, county representation like this one here. We have the country representation there, and we also have from the dashboard, I managed to label it Kenya Certificate of Primary Education for top 25 Kenya Certificate of Primary Education top 25 performance year 2020 and dashboard. So I also did something called the slicer. The slicer is here. The slicer is down here. So when the slicer is here, now we can, let me just, okay. Now, the slicer is able to show us something here, showing you the slicers which will help filter the data. I will demonstrate using the two scores, that is the 433 and the 428. So you will see how it will update every graph that I have represented here. So for those that scored 433, we only have one female here. That is in a gender representation, and then gender by mean score, it is just 433 again. And the counties that are represented here are now Makueni, and still Makueni is the one leading there. So it means it's coming just from Makueni. And then when I decide to click on any one of these, like let's say 428, 428, now you can also see how updating is here again. So in this case, we can see many counties being represented. We have Makueni, we have Meru, we have Homa Bay, and then we have Kericho, all that. And that is county representation for that score. And then we have also by mean score. Now we have Meru, Makueni, second, then Homa Bay, and the rest will follow. Now, that is the good thing about the slicers. The slicers can also help us filter the information that we have here. And I can say that it can help us get more information as you try to choose any one of the data that you want to see how it is represented in the graphs. So thank you very much for listening to this demonstration that I've shared with you, and I hope you have really enjoyed it. Thank you. Huh? See, I'm ending it.